when last we left off, the party was entering into a strange set of caverns, caves, tunnels with stairs. Skippy was sneaking along up the stairs, and Grun decided to clatter on up after him, at which point they heard orcish voices calling out, "Who's there?"
Do they call out in Orcish or Common?
Orcish.
I'll stop dead and signal to Grun that I see one orc straight ahead.
Just a passing adventurer. I've come through your camp and am just wandering these tunnels, seeking some things which we've gained permission to look for.
As you speak, a couple of orcs come forward.
And I'll move forward so that Skippy's behind me, so that he can hide a little easier.
Okay. One of the orcs looks at you and says, "What are you looking for?"
It doesn't matter what we're looking for. We gained permission to be down here.
Who gave you permission?
The priests gave us permission. So we purchased our tribute and are here now. All you need to know is we are not here to interfere in your business if you will not interfere in ours.
Tribute. You're here to offer payment to Gruumsh?
Well, we left our tribute behind. We didn't know that it was here that you would bring tribute to Gruumsh. We're a little lost and confused here, so we'll come back.
If you've come to see Gruumsh, you've come to the right place. No need to go back. You come with us.
Well, we do. I do have coin on me. Use that, I guess, for tribute. I will return shortly, and I'll try to back up while keeping Skippy behind me.
They're looking at each other as you back up with some concern, and they say, "We have priests here you can speak with."
Yes, I like I said, we will be right back to do so, but I have other people to consult. I'm not one on my own, so I will be back once I've retrieved others, and we will proceed then.
Gruumsh sees you, and they both step off to the side again.
And I guess we'll head back to kind of where Faewyn is.
Okay.
But not Lignyck. He stoically stays where he is.
Lone sentinel against the orcs. And Krabby pose heroically.
So, I'm confused. What is our goal here?
This was supposed to be the Temple of Dowreth.
It's the way to it. It's not the temple yet.
Unless that's what's just ahead, and that's where they intend to bring us. In which case, I'm very nervous as to what we find. Do we find Dowreth? Do we find Gruumsh? I'm a little concerned about what actually is ahead now.
Is it possible that they have taken over the temple for their deity?
Yes, but if Gruumsh is still here, it means that Dowreth is yet to find him. And if he can still exert this much power, he could potentially be a very strong ally or potentially a very strong threat.
I have no reason to believe that there's a supernatural being here, or almost anywhere for that matter. But there are followers of Gruumsh here.
Or potentially an avatar.
Is Gruumsh evil god or a good god?
Evil god. I'm pretty sure evil god, but should I roll for religion on that?
No, he's an evil god.
You are half orc.
Yeah, I figured, but I mean, with the way that Grun usually rolls for religion, it seemed a valid question to ask. No, he is quite evil.
Then I don't think we can count on him for support, can we?
No, our best case scenario would be to be able to leave tribute and, be on our way. It doesn't seem like beyond that it would be worth taking the chance of sticking around here.
King Grun, would you like to approach and offer them some sort of tribute on all of our behalf and ask them, maybe ask them if there is a different way to the Temple of Dowreth?
Well, maybe just ask them where the Temple of Dowreth is and go from there.
Or just ask them where this leads to. Perhaps it leads nowhere.
Yeah, what lies ahead? Yeah. Anybody else have anything else they want me to ask or any objections?
I think the Gruumsh is what is ahead.
Yeah, they were pretty clear about that from the sounds of it.
But it would be good to know if there's anything else ahead, like if this is actually a passage to somewhere.
If there's multiple passages ahead or just one, because if it's just one, then wherever Gruumsh is where Dowreth is supposed to be. So that would be so yeah, we'll see if there's multiple paths ahead or not. All right, so I'll grab out, what do we were told 5 gold would be enough tribute, Brian?
It was something along those lines. Yeah, it wasn't a terribly large amount.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out 15 into like a little pouch, and just have that ready just in case we need a little extra greasing of palms.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow, hiding behind him.
Yeah,
Okay.
and just in case, I leave the magic bag with Gaelen.
So you clank back up the stairs, and the 2 orcs. Oh, you come right in. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the 2 orcs come back up to the entryway again. They look at you and they say, "Have you conferred on your tribute?"
Yes, I have it with me, and I'm ready to present it.
Follow me. And he proceeds up this spiral staircase up. We won't bother going all through that and just move to the doorway.
Just 1 second. I'm counting how many enemies as we go by as Grun. He's counting, so 6 on the entryway. And how long would you say it takes us to go up these stairs? Just a minute or 2?
Not long. Not even a minute.
Okay, wasn't sure how long there.
Jesus.
Oh my. Yeah, no, this is where I stop.
So the orc leads you up to this chamber and bows before the largest orc in the room, who is clearly a war chief, and says, "This orc brings tribute to Gruumsh." And the war chief holds out his hand expectantly.
I put the 15 gold pouch in his hand.
You watch as the war chief moves over to the side of the room, and you note that there is a hole in the ceiling above him, and he holds the pouch of coins up, and he speaks in a language that I don't believe you know.
Common, Draconic, Halfling, and Orc.
Nope, it is deep speak, and he holds up the pouch of coins, and from the tunnel you hear similar voice echoing from the ceiling, and the war chief then turns to you and says, "Gruumsh is pleased with your offering."
Thank you. We take our leave then.
Very well.
And we skedaddle.
Okay.
Before
right.
he gets a chance to turn around, I message in his head, ask him about Dowreth.
Oh, right. War Chief, I have a question or two for you, if I may.
Make it quick.
Of course. From what we know, there was a temple to an old deity down this path. Do you know of it?
This is the Temple of Gruumsh.
Of course. But was there perhaps a previous temple here beforehand?
Make an insight check.
I'm gonna do that too, okay?
Okay.
Oh, so close.
You see just momentary look of confusion on his face, but it's gone almost as quickly as it appeared, and he looks to his underlings and says, "Gruumsh has always been and always will be, and this temple has always been his. There is no other."
Oh, of course. And also, may I ask, we were searching down here, and so of course I have to question, as I can see there are multiple paths here. May I ask where these lead to, so that we may rule out
arrange a tour of the temple?
Yes, a tour would be wonderful. That would help us out a great deal.
He nods to the orc that brought you here, and he says, tells him basically to bring you around the temple for a look around. And so he bows and says, "Come with me," and heads off to the tunnels to the right.
All right, so we follow the. This looks like a stomach with the intestines swirling, leading to the large intestine, and then out.
Yeah, that's the rectum there in the middle of that room.
This orc over in the hallway is taking you up some stairs.
All right, so we follow him, Grun.
Yep, I think so.
I'm still like hiding behind Grun, and like halflings have that ability to hide behind the.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way you're going to get through that many sets of eyes without being seen.
I mean, I'm wearing a cloak.
Oh yeah, I could hide in his cloak.
You could hide in his cloak while he's moving.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh yes. Oh come on. Grun's got so much gear. It's like so bulky and oversized. I feel like Skippy's
I just
pro.
jump on his backpack and pull my cloak around me, so I look like I'm something strapped to his backpack.
Okay.
Honestly, Skippy, if you could hold on, I have no physical issue with carrying you as long as you can hold on.
No, I didn't expect to not be seen by anyone, but I expect that anybody who sees me will see me like skulking behind him and maybe just treats me as a servant or cattle.
Or an afternoon snack.
Jesus, Ryan, went a little overboard on the orcs, did you?
You may recall a while ago, I rolled some dice in Discord.
A terrifying
And-
amount.
Oh my god!
You know what? There's about 2,700 experience points worth of orcs here at least.
At least,
Oh yeah.
if we can just bottleneck them down to a 5-foot corridor.
Hey, we've got no, I'm not going to say it yet because then
So your orc guide leads you in here and turns to you and says, "Temple," and like waves his hand around. You see another war chief in front of him, a couple of old wizened orcs with eye symbols on them. You can give me a religion check if you'd like. Hysterical.
see right on keeping. Oh come on, really?
Oh,
Well, this is just shameful.
Well, it turns out that the mean streets of what was that name of that city? The something of the sun.
Empire of the Sun.
The Empire of the Sun is a educational place for religion.
Yeah, you should really visit there sometime, Grun. Might learn a thing or two.
Grun doesn't learn religious stuff, clearly.
He just needs to know how to bury him.
I'm pretty certain these are shamans of some.
They are definitely shaman, but the eye symbol that they wear doesn't look quite right. I'll link an image of the Eye of Gruumsh for you. So that is normally what the Eye of Gruumsh looks like that I linked in the Discord chat. But the eye that you see has a violet triangular iris instead of like that kind of pinkish red color with the diamond shape.
Oh, so it's a triangle instead of a diamond.
And it's violet instead of red. So it's a subtle difference from the usual symbol. But you apparently are familiar enough with the orcish god to pick up the subtle difference.
I messaged to Grun. These are followers of Gruumsh, I think. The religious symbol they have is different. It should have a diamond instead of a triangle, and the color's all wrong.
Message allows me to respond in kind, right?
Yes.
Okay. and I'm assuming we're conducting this conversation in halfling still, so I will respond in halfling.
No, I don't speak halfling.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he was not raised by
Shite. Because here's the issue. I told does Grun know that you don't speak halfling? I guess that's the question.
Oh, by now you've never. I don't know that you've ever actually tried to speak to.
That's what I'm trying to think if there was any previous precedent for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Grun knowing halfling probably would have once or twice tried to speak to you in halfling, just as like courtesy, like a good morning or a good night, like or something like that. I would imagine that kind of feels like he would do that if he could. And yeah, so and you know what? He probably would have done the funeral rite as a halfling funeral rite for Jinxie because no, he would have done it common because it was for everyone. Never mind. All right, well then yes, back.
Okay, so
Then in common he'll respond back. Yeah, so I'll respond back that I mean maybe it's a different branch or some kind of like offshoot, but you know what? We'll see what we can figure out on the rest of this tour, and when we get back to everybody. But good eye, Skippy.
Well, I message back and say I'm getting a bad feeling about this. I think we should get back to the group.
All right, there's one other tunnel. So you think we should at least get a quick glimpse down there and then just get out of here?
Well, I don't think we're going to see much more than the fact that there's going to be more orcs in it. But if you think that we should, I'm not going to argue.
Well, I guess the first question is, Ryan, what do we see in this room other than a swarm of orcs?
You see that they have altars set up, and the symbol of the eye is everywhere in this room, and it's all the same as the patches that they're wearing. None of it looks like what you would know once Skippy pointed out as the official symbol of Gruumsh. And you do see that there's a hole in the ceiling just behind Skippy going up.
Okay, it looks similar to the hole that the war chief held money up to.
Yeah.
Okay. Won't actively try to investigate that because that'd be obvious. And then so we'll just look at the other war chiefs and what's down the other tunnel, the one back off the previous chamber.
Come. And the orc heads to the more north tunnel here and takes you back down another set of stairs.
Ryan, is there any indication that this might have been a temple of Dowreth?
Like, what are you looking for?
Well, like I rolled so well on my religion roll, I should be able to, if there's stuff that's out of place, like, you know.
Does it look like any previous totems were defaced?
Yes.
You're not seeing anything that looks like anything that you've seen in previous areas with statues and whatnot to Dowreth.
Ryan, do you happen to know how many orcs you put out?
Yes.
A lot.
So you come into this chamber, up some more stairs, and you see that this room has yet more orcs, and there is another hole in the ceiling, as well as two holes in the sides of the walls to the left and the right. And
does he look like he's headed towards any of the holes?
Nope. He stops here and he turns back to you guys and kind of waves his arms to indicate the room and says, "Prayer chamber."
And Grun's just gonna wander over to this hole, you said?
Yep. This hole is perfectly cylindrical as far as you can see down it.
And Grun's just gonna look at the orc and be like, I'm just gonna take a look around.
Do not go down the sacred tunnels. And he points at the hole that you're currently standing in front of.
This tunnel and that tunnel?
Yes.
What's down these tunnels?
Ask him if that's how Gruumsh travels between the chambers.
Gruumsh wouldn't actually physically. Oh, I guess. It's like, oh, are these tunnels for Gruumsh alone?
Yes.
I see. And Grun is going to kind of standing at the edge of the tunnel, turn around so that his back is like to the tunnel, just in case Skippy's got any ideas.
Can I attempt to hide?
You can.
This is how we fight them all.
Yeah, this is how Skippy and Grun get to the next level while the rest of the party languish behind.
So I'm hidden?
Well,
That was a
you rolled
sleight of
quite a
hand check.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, what's your bonus
the
for
same
stealth?
as-
Is it the same?
Yeah, same.
Okay. Their passive perception is not going to pick that up.
And now I'm in shadow, right?
Yes, that tunnel is shadowed.
So I'm going to start asking the orc how they prayed to Gruumsh and what is involved, and start asking with attendants, like as an orc, and I mean, I know nothing about it clearly, so I am at least mildly interested in the answers. So trying to like stay here, I'm just gonna start asking the orc some questions.
Okay.
Try to buy Skippy
While he's
time.
doing that, I'm going to sneak down the tunnel.
Yeah, that's why
Skippy.
I paused the game.
Skippy, you have advantage on stealth rolls. So you might want to roll another one.
Oh. Well,
Good to get it out of the way.
I guess we're getting the first one.
yeah. We're going to die.
No, you're going to die.
Well,
We're going to get out.
No. Grun's going to die. I'm going to hide.
I mean, you're a skeleton and Grun's an orc. I think if anybody has a chance of somehow getting out of this alive, it's Grun, but it requires me throwing you solidly under the bus. The bus being like a couple dozen orcs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely out of character for Grun, but I mean,
Okay, so I just drew a line that I can't see, but that is as far as you can see the tunnel goes if you were to turn left.
Okay.
Grun, you asked them about prayer, and the orc kind of shrugs and says, "We pray to the tunnel above, and Gruumsh honors us. We bring tributes to Gruumsh through the chiefs. The chiefs give the tributes to Gruumsh. We have seen the power of Gruumsh." And so Skippy, as he's going on and on about praying to Gruumsh, nope, you're not doing that. Go back to where the line is.
Okay. Okay. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. At that point, it goes down, and you can see that it's a straight drop down 40 feet.
So there's like a pit in front of me?
Yeah.
Or the tunnel is a pit?
The tunnel is a pit. It goes at a 90-degree angle straight down.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to get back if I go down there, so I am booking her back to... I'll roll it. Ugh. 16's pretty good, though.
Yeah, that beats their passive perception.
And then I'll hook up with... I'll give Grun a pat on the ass when I'm back.
excellent.
Yes.
And
So
upon
Grun,
being goosed, so what were you gonna say, Ryan?
I was going to say, you don't learn anything terribly surprising. Like, they pray up the hole. They have witnessed the power of Gruumsh as, like, when they bring cattle in as tribute, bizarre divine powers affect the cattle that's brought. And when the orcs capture enemies in the halls, they bring them before Gruumsh, and they are terminated.
When he says that strange things happen to like the cattle and stuff like that, Grun asks, "What things happen?"
Oh, sometimes they stop moving. They simply appear terrified of the great power of Gruumsh. Sometimes they are lifted into the air, flailing, bleeding. Sometimes they fall asleep.
Rolling Arcana to see if I recognize those as just like spells or like divine power.
You would definitely recognize those as spell effects.
Okay, 'cause to myself, I'm like, if a god's going to show its power, it's not going to do it through, sleep and hold person, maybe levitate. If I'm getting these correct. So Grun's just going to file that away for later. He's not going to question it or anything. He's not want to piss off any orcs today.
Okay.
So he's, that's incredibly impressive. And your war chief had said that you've always been here, but if and correct me if I'm wrong, some of the orcs we had met earlier said that you guys had only been here for a short while. Well, not a short while, but only a while. You'd recently moved here.
Orcs have been here a long time.
How many orc lives have you been here?
He shrugs and says,
My grandpa told stories of living here.
Okay, thank you. Well, I mean, this tour has very much helped. We now know where what we're seeking is not here, and that has been greatly appreciated. I'm going to head on out now.
Tell him that you're impressed with the sanctity of his
Of his what?
of his temple.
Okay.
Blow smoke up his ass about his temple.
Okay. Blow smoke up his ass. All right. So Grun will go on. I mean, these sacred tunnels. I mean, the incredible precision with which they were carved. I mean, your dedication to Gruumsh is astounding. I mean, this and the vastness of this temple. I mean, you orcs clearly have great respect for Gruumsh.
he looks curiously at you and says,
Orcs no make temple. Gruumsh make temple.
Oh, of course. My apologies. Your devotion to Gruumsh obviously is shown in his works here. For why would he put such efforts forth for those who are not worthy of his power and efforts? You are clearly quite the faithful.
and when you say that, you hear a growling, guttural voice coming from the circular cave on the other side of the room, and all of the orcs turn to listen. But your guide turns back to you and says,
I do not speak to Gruumsh. I do not understand his words. You should speak to Chief. See what Gruumsh says about your words.
Of course. I will go speak to the chief. So, actually, around, where do I see?
Skippy, you're going with Grun?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
So, right about here when Grun can see the war chief and maybe a couple of the orcs. I'd like to, I guess, I think it's insight to get a sense of like body language and stuff like that. Does he look particularly agitated or upset by whatever Gruumsh has just said?
He's not showing any signs of anything really right now. He's just kind of speaking with the orcs in the room with him.
Okay, I'll keep walking. So when I get back into the room, I'm just gonna say to the war chief, thank you for having one of your tribe show us around. It's put our minds at ease that what we seek is not here. Your consideration is greatly appreciated, and I was speaking my admiration when Gruumsh spoke, and I just wanted, I'm sure it was just, saying something along the lines of thank you for the appreciation, but just figured I'd mention it. We're heading out as we've done what we need to. We wish you and your tribe well.
Again, as you speak about the loyalty and admiration of the orcs and how they follow Gruumsh, you hear this voice coming from the hole in the ceiling above this room. You can give me an insight check.
Can I?
Sure. You both note that with the sound of the voice coming from on high, the orc chief pales considerably, blinks a couple of times before regaining his composure and says,
Yes, that is what Gruumsh said. We are loyal followers who are worthy of his works.
Okay. So yes, clearly. Well, we will leave you to your worship and your workings, and I'll leave as quickly as I can without being suspicious about it.
Okay.
Jeez, you scared me. Okay.
That was
All
freaky.
together again. I do not believe at all that Gruumsh is the one who's speaking through those tunnels. That was not orcish, whatever it speaks, and he was lying. The chief was lying when he said that's what Gruumsh had spoken. Whatever Gruumsh had said, he was quite terrified by whatever it had mentioned. Either, I mean, this is speculation at this point, but either someone is pretending to be Gruumsh and has everybody deceived, or the chief knows what's going on and is holding up these pretenses for some reason.
Did you find out if we were on the wrong path to the places we seek?
Well, we got a bit of a quick tour of the temple. There was 2 tunnels that we couldn't go down. Skippy managed to take a quick look down one. Skippy, what did you find?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just a tunnel to nowhere, or
I couldn't get far enough. It ended in a deep hole, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to make it back up the hole to get back.
That was a good idea. You didn't try then. Okay.
These tunnels are different than the passageways that we are traveling.
Yes, these were perfectly, like Ryan Lee said, they're perfectly circular and smooth.
Like the holes in the ceilings?
yes.
Yeah, but bigger. So there's these perfect circular tunnels. Skippy managed to look down the one, but from one of the other tunnels is where the voice came. So there are likely chambers at the other ends of these tunnels.
Hey, Ryan, I have some suspicions, and I know a lot about the creatures down here because of the book I read, right?
Yep.
So my suspicion that this Gruumsh is not Gruumsh is that it's a beholder.
I can see how you'd reach that conclusion.
Love you, Ryan.
So it would be valid for me to say, I think that this might be a beholder. It kind of looks like Gruumsh, and it has different magical powers,
What's a beholder?
and it and I'll explain it in as much detail.
Fireballs go up holes.
It seems to me like we have wandered into yet another place we weren't looking for. Shall we backtrack and try and find what we're actually looking for?
I think so. I think for now we just continue our search for the residences, and just keep in mind that there is potentially somebody on the other end of those holes, and that whatever they are, it's enough that has an orc war chief with a large number of orcs terrified.
Seems like a good enough reason to not be here. When we get back to the signposts, we should have a good look at them, see if they are able to be tampered with.
Yeah, there's also the potential that Skippy and I missed something. We weren't able to do a truly thorough look.
I just expected there would be something left of Dowreth there, but there wasn't. It was everything was too.
No, I think we are in the completely wrong place. This doesn't look like it is built by Dowreths at all.
True. There's also the possibility that, we've already seen that the dwarves were very crafty, in both senses of the words.
Sunset, go this way.
Yeah,
Oh,
they could
fun.
potentially have hidden stuff somewhere, though, like hidden the temple.
How badly do you want to see this temple?
Oh, I don't really. It was on the way, so it just seemed like a convenient stopover. But since, given the current situation, I think just going to the residences is probably our best bet.
Sounds good.
And we will keep our eyes open for an actual temple along the way. I mean, of Dowreth.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have.
All right.
Can Skippy check that this trap is still disabled, please?
I will.
The trap is still disabled.
I'll wander across. So there's handhelds. Oh, there's still a rope there, so we can climb up.
Kin Grun, you will need to assist Kin Leo and Kin Grabby.
Yes.
Do I need to make a check to go up the rope?
No, it's an easy climb. It's not too far. So Skippy, you get to that area where it transitions from the tunnels that you've gotten used to seeing in the temple of Gruumsh and the finer stonework of the dwarves.
And I gather up the rope.
All right. So you continue out through the dwarven crafted halls, and you get to the archway with the signpost again.
What are the signposts made out of?
Stone.
And what is the permanency of the position of those posts? Could they be redirected?
Not without chiseling in new directions. And an investigation of the post tells you that these haven't been tampered with over the ages.
There seems to have been some serious renovations over the years.
Indeed, it seems a mystery that an entire temple goes missing. Perhaps we missed something in our explorations.
Well, if that is, as suspected, something like a beholder, it's good to know as yet another place to avoid.
Man, we're never gonna level if we keep it.
That's true. Grun runs back to the orc war chief and yells in his face, "Your mother was an elf, and your father a toad!"
Finally, a fight.
Greatest fight of all. One-sided one.
All right.
Shall we follow the directions to the residence?
I believe so.
Okay, so you guys are continuing east.
If that is the what the signs indicate, the residence.
The signs indicate that the lower residents are to the east.
Yep, that's where we want.
All right then. Can Skippy blaze a trail, please?
I am blazing, and I'm not like looking for traps all the way, but I'm being diligent about keeping my eyes open and that sort of stuff.
Sure. From your experiences, walking through the city itself is not dangerous in terms of traps. The dwarves didn't leave traps just throughout their own cities for anybody to stumble on. The traps that you've found have been guarding the sites, and
Right.
the only traps that you've found the monsters have left were in the lair of Gruumsh. There were that electrified trap and the shriekers, but beyond that, you didn't see anything. So, you guys make your way east. Can I get a survival check?
Sure.
Just from Skippy or from everyone?
Whoever's scouting.
Only Skippy survives.
Oh.
Skippy's still thinking about that beholder lair and how fortunate he feels to have survived. He's just not really seeing much as he's making his way along. Grun following behind. You note that as Skippy steps forward, his boots are swishing through dust on the floor, and there are no tracks in this area as you head further east.
Okay, I point that out to everybody. That this place has been apparently pretty untouched for some time. And I don't think there's a whole lot of travel in this area.
Maybe that means it'll be untouched.
Maybe, or it's been. But then there's also the question: why, when Gaelen had seen so much traffic other places, is this place avoided?
Because Belnar lives here.
Maybe, or something else.
You guys can give me perception checks or investigation checks, whatever you prefer. As you make your way into the eastern residences, you are noting that it's really nothing special here. Actually, the stonework is not so fine as you've seen in other parts of the city. The buildings are smaller and don't appear to be in the pristine condition that a lot of buildings in other parts of the city were. Buildings that are still standing tend to be small, rather run down. There's no signs of like lasting furniture or anything inside of them. Certainly no artifacts of interest. It's all very empty and barren. You don't see anything that would be indicative of like a wizard's tower or somewhere that someone of Bolnar's power would be holed up. In terms of cities, this reminds you more of a slum.
Any more signs?
There are no signs in this area directing you to anything within the lower residence. The signposts all point out of the lower residence to other areas of interest.
Skippy, now that we're in here, are there any other tracks?
You do find some tracks.
Yeah, I see some tracks right there.
Um,
Perhaps we should follow them. It might lead to bone.
and for everyone else, you quickly recognize that they're your own tracks that have led into this area.
Okay.
Excellent job, Kinrogue.
What? I don't get it.
Do we have any indication where this Durf Bolnar might be holed up?
Well, these are the lower residences according to the signs.
I'll look to see if I can see any other tracks or trails or that sort of thing. And I'm not just gonna look at the ground, like walls and stuff too.
Is there any writing anywhere?
Yeah, Gaelen, you don't see any tracks on the ceiling or walls or anything like that. Faewyn, you're not seeing writing here. What you're seeing is more imagery that would remind you of a populace that may not be literate, and so they use pictures to guide them.
Can I decipher any meaning from it?
There's a picture of a stein over a doorway of a cavern. There are there's a sign over a building that's collapsed that appears to have been a temple of worship to Adaman. It's more points of interest in the city for the residents so that they would be able to find buildings that they were looking for.
Gotcha.
I don't understand. Do we still have the book?
I don't know. Is it in your list of books?
We burned a book.
He's talking about the one that talked about Bolnar.
Oh, okay. I'm like we burned the other one in a grand escapade that you guys tried to hide from Faewyn. Successfully, I believe.
Well, short of any further indication of where he may be if he were here, and remember, we're talking about millennia of time, we have two choices. We can door-to-door search everywhere, or we can go loud and call out for him.
But this doesn't seem like the type of place that a potential person of power would hold up.
This might have been where he was then.
I'm trying to find. Do we have like that list somewhere?
I'm looking at the list now. Do you remember what book that was that information was in? Oh, that was in Lichbane.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that
I've read it. And it is in the bag of holding.
It is in the bag of holding, so you do have it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run over to Grun and get him to open up his bag of holding so I can grab that book.
And it says that should the undead come, Bolnar should be found in the bottom of the East Residences, living alone and studying his tomes of power.
And that's where we believe that we are?
You are in the lower residences in the east of Thorvald's Deep.
Ah, but that's not the East Residence.
Have we seen any other writing or direction of any different East residents?
Or any other residence, for that matter.
Or did Lichbane refer to where this book was?
Faewyn, you have a perfect memory.
I do.
I'm going to send you a message.
It might have meant the East residence below Gortberg. Might not have meant Thorvald Deep's East residences. It's hard to say for sure.
Could have. If we're not seeing anything here, then it's a likely assumption.
Well, we can't get back to Gortberg.
We would have to push our way through the orcish guards, but of course we can get back. Eventually, we would likely have to.
The orcs we left behind shouldn't really be an issue at this point. We have no immediate concerns.
If we operate on that assumption, perhaps you could dig through the book to see if it gives any indication of what East residence. But if it is in Gortberg, then we have two potential avenues to explore, and they, I feel like, are likely in opposite directions. I got the impression from you, Lignyck, that information regarding these flying vessels was deeper.
I know that there was some wreckage around the lake. Let me think.
Have I seen any directions to a lake?
Nope. I was just looking at my map. In your searches of the residences, you would have found a stairwell that goes up to the upper level of Thorvald's Deep as well. So there is an eastern stairwell.
And 1 second. Given that I always know which way is north, can I guess whether that likely would have a connection? Like, I'm not saying it definitely does have a connection to Gortberg, but is it the right direction to be able to potentially?
You feel like Gortberg would potentially be above your position where you are now.
Okay. I, Jody, am bad at spatial things, so that means wherever we found this other staircase would be not near Gortberg. Is that accurate?
Here, I'm going to send you the map for what you guys have seen so far.
Thank you. Faewyn is better than I am at this.
Okay, so you guys are on the lower level of Thorvald's Deep in that map, to the east. So where you are, the upper level of Gortberg would be above your position.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So, Lignyck, what we need to know is if you have any indication or any idea of how we would pursue looking into these vessels. If all we know is that there is something around the lake, then we need to go up through Gortberg anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Unless it's an underground lake.
I suppose that's possible, though you would think if these are flying vessels, there would be some relatively large way of getting in and out. We should travel to the north part of Thorvald's Deep and see if there are stairs that go up at this end of things. If there isn't, we'll need to work our way back to the stairwell we came down.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Okay. You guys head up the stairs to the upper level of Thorvald's Deep, and there you see a signpost. Faewyn, you can see that there's another stairwell that goes up, and the sign says East Residences. And,
That's promising.
And then there's signposts that also point to other areas, such as have been discussed on previous signposts.
So this is a stairwell up from the upper level of Thorvald's Deep.
That's right.
That says East Residences.
Yeah.
That is definitely promising. Let us go that way.
Yes. Let's.
Okay. So you head up, and immediately again, there is another. There's a smaller chamber with another staircase that goes up, and it indicates East Residences are up some more. And in this area, you see like smaller buildings in this chamber that have iron grating over the doors. murder holes in the walls, that sort of thing. Like this is a defensive position into Thorbald's Deep.
Does it still look as dusty and untraveled as the previous sections?
Yes.
Proceed, Kin Skippy.
But these are the east residences of Thorbald's Deep, not Gortberg, correct?
It just says East Residences. It doesn't say anything about Thorbald's Deep or Gortberg.
What level do we appear to be at?
It appears that you're not in the East Residences yet. The signpost is pointing to the staircase up.
Cool, thanks.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. Up here you find what would appear to be a residential area. Lots of houses packed in tightly together, but all abandoned and no sign of life. It's all covered in dust here. No tracks or anything. You do find signposts that indicate the upper and lower east residences and staircases for both.
Then we need to go down from here. Or am I getting lost?
That is the way we came.
There's another staircase that goes to lower east residences.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
where we need
a
to go.
different staircase down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds correct.
Yep, that sounds reasonable to me.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. You guys head down some stairs and give me an intelligence check.
I'll volunteer.
Okay.
Can I do one anyway?
I don't know why I did two. Sorry about that.
No worries. Grun.
Never mind.
What?
We switch. I do religion, and Skippy does religion, and you do safes.
Apparently.
Faewyn, your check was good enough as well. But so you and Grun note that the stonework in the East Residences is nowhere near the quality of Thorbald's Deep, and you're seeing evidence of cave-ins and buildings having been crushed under tons of rock as ceilings have given way.
That's in lower east residence?
Yes.
In the deepest part. We need to go as far as we can go.
I believe lower east residence was exactly what the book said.
And
It said in the deepest part of lower east residence.
yep. And you do find another stairwell going down.
Oh.
Any signpost?
No.
Well, we have to check it out.
Yes.
You continue down another level, and the damage is even more apparent down here. About half of the buildings have been crushed under the mountain. You can hear the sound of running water nearby, where the stone has been shattered, and an underground river pours through the residential area. And the river continues down another stairwell.
Can we go down the stairwell? Or is it
Yeah.
like a torrent of water going down the stairwell that makes it impossible to traverse?
It's not impossible to traverse. It will be slick, difficult terrain.
And no signpost?
I know about you guys, but I don't need to breathe, so I can investigate it.
I do need to breathe.
You do need to be able to get back up to us.
Rope?
How long
It's
do these
true.
stairwells seem?
It's usually about 50 feet between levels.
And does it look like there's breathing room inside of if we went down the stairs?
Yes, the stairs are slick and worn with water, but it's not like you wouldn't be able to breathe. There's lots of room for standing in there.
Cool.
Let's run some lengths of rope, and we can use it to help steady ourselves.
Sure. I lead the way.
I call middle.
Okay. You run a length of rope down the stairs and make your way down, no problem. And you find yourself at another level of residences, although calling this residences at this point is generous. There's really not much left in terms of buildings. The floor, the water continues to run down another staircase.
Oh, we are obviously not at the deepest part yet.
Is this staircase more dangerous?
It's in the same shape as the one before.
Let's run some more rope.
Okay, you run some rope down, and it's not too difficult to make your way down. It's just treated as difficult terrain. You move half your speed, and you're okay. But before you get all the way down the staircase, it is full of water beyond the top of the doorway.
I send a message to Gaelen to say, wait here. I'll check it out.
Skippy, you don't need to breathe, but there may be things in that water.
I'll be fine. And I jump in the water.
Okay, you go splashing into the water, and
And it seems that I don't have lungs. I would expect to sink further. Handily.
you sink right to the bottom. You can take the stairs with the rope all the way down, and you find yourself in what is left of the lower east residences. There's really not much left down here. Can you give me a perception check?
Yes, I can. At advantage, right? Oh, wait, You know
No.
what? I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Okay.
Now it's at advantage. For perception?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm glad I used it. 21.
You see something glinting in the distance.
Well, I have to investigate.
Ooh, shiny.
But do you?
I make my way forward towards the glinting thingamabobber who much. I'll watch it.
Okay, just give me a second here.
You can have 2 seconds.
2 whole seconds? You're too generous.
Yep. Twice as much as what you asked. I think you're abusing your 2 seconds now.
Okay, I can't find what I'm
See,
looking
Skippy,
for.
you can't give a DM an inch, they take a mile.
Yeah.
It's true. You see ahead of you a skeletal hand reaching out from broken stone that has collapsed over the ages. And on the ring finger of the hand, you see a shining golden band.
All right. I walk over to it and pull the ring off its finger.
As you head over to do that, we're going to roll some initiative rolls here.
Oh, no.
Now, I don't have an underwater map prepared.
What?
So, well, actually, we could use the water on this map, because that's about the distance you would have traveled from that shelf and the doorway. The party's waiting over there.
Okay.
As you approach underwater, you don't really see it as it blends in perfectly, but you sense a disturbance, a large disturbance in the water before the ring, and it rushes at you.
The ring does?
The disturbance.
Oh. All right. Use and abuse me. Jesus.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So I'm abusing you with some bludgeoning damage, and that's going to hurt.
Yep.
That's 2 slam attacks for 22, 34 damage.
Whoa.
More crit damage than base damage.
There, done.
And that's its turn.
So I am going to disengage with my bonus action,
Okay.
and I can move my full movement, right?
Yep.
It's difficult terrain because you don't have a swim speed.
It's difficult terrain? Is that what you said?
Typically,
Yeah.
if you don't have a swim speed, then it's difficult terrain.
Okay, so my bonus was disengaged, my movement is done, and I'm going to move one more time. Done. Oh, I should
Okay.
get a potion. Can I do a potion underwater?
I think I've discussed. Well, see, yeah, this is different because you're undead. I
Don't
suppose
have
there's
lips.
nothing. I suppose there's nothing that would stop you from pouring the potion, like unstopping it and like pouring it into your mouth. You don't have to breathe while you're drinking or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Well, I've done my action, so we go ahead to the water elemental. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
No, that's okay. What were you going to say?
Can I actually pull that back? My last movement. I'm gonna message for my last for my action.
Sure.
I should be able to reach them, right?
Yep.
I will message. Help!
Who are you sending that to?
Who are you messaging?
Yeah.
Gil. Something in the water with me, and that's it. Half dead, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm adding everybody else to combat for this round.
Oh, God, I was going to say, as soon as Gaelen says that, Grun's hauling on that rope.
Yeah, we'll see when Gaelen says it. Faewyn, you are blissfully unaware that anything's happening.
Awesome. Life is good.
Does a 16 hit?
Yep.
All right, you take 12 bludgeoning damage,
No problem.
and a 10 misses.
Yep.
So this water elemental is chasing behind you and continues to batter at you as you attempt to escape.
Blissfully unaware, I suspect.
Blissfully unaware.
I will do nothing.
I knew you had to get me.
Gaelen looks at Grun. He's under attack. Pull. And Gaelen jumps in the water, holding onto the rope to guide himself down.
Okay.
So I don't know how far away it is, so I don't know whether or not I can get to it.
Right. It's pretty far. But this map is to scale for how far Skippy went to go and find the ring. So
If I dash, that's where I can get to.
And that's with difficult terrain.
That is with difficult terrain.
Crazy monks.
I'll spend a key and dash and get to there. And that is all I can do.
So yeah, you can see Skippy, and the water behind him is just a swirling vortex that appears to be battering him. I assume Leo isn't coming in.
Right.
Faewyn, is Fina doing anything?
Seraphina will just keep watch in general for anything coming at us.
Okay. Grun.
So yep, I will just start pulling on that rope and trying to haul Skippy back up. All 21 strength.
Okay. How long was the rope that you attached to Skippy?
It was 150 feet.
Okay. That would have been long enough then for where you got to.
I totally just pulled that out of my because of the fact that you had 120 on the screen. So we do have a lot of rope.
Yeah, we have enough rope that we could have added as you tugged.
Okay. Grun, give me an athletics check, and I'll say he moves 5 feet for every five points that you roll on your athletics check.
Oh.
Add 4.
Yay!
What? Why is he adding
Add
4?
4.
Oh, you could do that as a reaction, right?
I sure can.
Okay, you're moving 4 spaces to safety, Skippy. And since you're not the one moving, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity, right?
That's right.
Right. Yep.
Cheatery. All right. Anything else, Grun?
Can I use my bonus action to pull more?
No.
I guess I was hopeful thinking. Would it be a bonus action to put a ring on?
Yeah, that's an action to use an object.
No. In that case, I will. No. In that case, I will just wait to pull on the rope more.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'll ask Lignyck to have Krabby help pull. Sorry, to have Krabby help pull up as well. Maybe we can pull him further.
All right, Skippy, you open up a bottle of healing potion and kind of swim through it.
Yeah, and then I will, as a bonus action, I will dash.
Okay.
I'm moving a dash, so that gives me my movement is 25. So I figure half of 50 is 25. So I'll just move 25.
Yep. All right, Faewyn?
So can I see what is disturbing Skippy?
No, it's underwater, which is quite murky. You're not down in the water, like the water is over the archway of the door right now, so you can kind of see down through the archway, but not a lot further into the actual level.
Sorry, I'm not sure what to do. I guess I will ready if I see something hostile. I will cast Frostbite at it.
Okay, what's the range on that?
60 feet. So it's got to get relatively close. Actually, I'll be smarter. I'll use Firebolt since that's got a range of 120 feet and I don't know where this thing is.
Okay,
And I don't know what it is, so I don't know whether any of these will work. But
sounds good. And Skippy is unconscious.
Did it swim past me?
There was enough room for it to get past you without actually being beside you.
Okay.
So yes.
and I'm assuming he's still underwater enough I can't see him.
What's your dark vision range?
60 feet.
So yes, you would see him get into range.
Can he get firebolted then?
Guess. I don't know how
Right.
firebolt works through water. If there's a ruling on that or not.
It's a spell.
I know. Yeah, it's not natural fire, right? So it might work.
Right. I'm digging is whether or not water is blocks line of effect.
Thank you, Trevor.
Oh, rules state though a creature fully submerged in water has fire resistance. So it will take some fire damage. It'll just take half.
Fair enough. I need to make a ranged spell attack. I don't even come close.
That misses.
So no worries.
Yeah, but you see your magical fire whip through the water and illuminate the area throughout, but it misses the target.
Oh.
That would probably be a pretty cool visual.
Faewyn's got a lot of good visuals.
And Skippy is down. Still got some movement left. Gaelen, does an 18 hit?
No.
Crazy monk. I never should have given you those bracers. Okay, that's it for its turn.
So Skippy has been knocked unconscious, but he's still tied off.
Yes.
Bonus action, Lignyck is going to command Krabby to assist with pulling Skippy free.
Okay.
So that is an athletics roll, you said?
Yep.
For Krabby?
Yep.
I'll +4 it.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm just having a bewildered moment realizing I don't have healing word.
Ah.
That's okay, at level 9 I'll have better. How far away is Skippy from me? 50 feet?
50, yeah.
And I am not able to see... Am I able to see the thing that is?
No.
Then I am...
Ryan, if it were glass, that's an example of you don't have clear path, even though you can see, so you can't cast through that. But when it comes to any barrier, the idea is if the barrier stops physical objects, it stops line of effect for spells. Water doesn't stop physical objects.
Okay. Right. Okay, so spells will work into the water then.
Lignyck will hold his action, which will be prepping his crossbow to shoot if I can identify what is attacking the currently prone, unconscious Skippy.
Okay. All right, Gaelen. There's a disturbance in the water around you that's been battering you about, attempting to attack you and failing thus far.
So he did get... Yeah, I would have observed him still pulling along.
Yes.
Ryan, why are you so mean to me?
Do I really have to get into that? One word, Magda.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I am going to continue this dance with this thing, go around to the other side of it, and on the way by, I'm going to plow my foot into it and hope that works. Hold on. There is a list of weapons that work well underwater.
Right, I forgot about that.
Shoot.
I bet fists and feet aren't on that list.
They aren't on that list.
Oh, I can attack with my crossbow.
Yeah, you can. Just only your short distance.
Not when you're
Right.
unconscious, though.
I was just thinking you'd
That's
have to be
true.
conscious.
Let's just... I'll use the Stitcher Needle, because that is a dagger, which doesn't suffer disadvantage.
Okay. That's a hit. Ooh, and cold damage, I believe, slows it.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Oh, yeah, its regular speed is reduced to 20. It doesn't say anything about its swim speed being reduced.
Oh, okay. And I'm spending a key then. Con 15.
Mm-hmm. Not immune to stun.
I mostly do it because it annoys you.
Mm-hmm. It is stunned.
Oh. Poor little water thing in the water that can't water. Okay, I will hit it again. Oh, not very hard.
Nope.
Pretty well not hard at all. But okay. And then I will... Does it still look uninjured? Do I have any concept of
Yeah.
how injured it is?
I
Okay.
mean, it's a swirling thing in the water. I don't even know how you'd know it's stunned, but whatever.
I know it's stunned because I stunned it.
Yeah.
And I'll also know that it's stunned because it's not taking an attack of opportunity while I dash away, which will cost me a key.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
It is.
Faewyn, is Seraphina still watching out for trouble?
Sure is.
Another 23 athletics for pulling on Skippy.
You pull Skippy's limp skeletal form up over the edge. Oh, there's no shelf there. This is a different room entirely. So you pull him closer.
Spare the dying, because I'm still not 100% sure if that works on him or not.
Can you link that in chat?
Oh, it says there, living creature.
Yeah, I don't think that affects Skippy because he's not
No,
living.
it does specify living, yeah.
No effect on undead. So yeah.
Oh, right, only potions work on Skippy, right. We've gone through, yeah. Yeah, I just drag his bones in closer, away from the edge.
Death save?
Death save, please.
Yeah.
Success.
Good man.
So can I see this thing?
Nope.
It's gone too deep again?
It's gone further away because then it came up to get Skippy, and then after it got Skippy, it swam back into the water to get Gaelen.
Well, that is irksome.
Yeah.
I don't have much I can do to help. So I will, I guess I will cast, let's try Frostbite this time. If I can see it, I will cast Frostbite at it.
Okay. And that's a cantrip too, right?
Sure is.
So does it have to save against the stun again, Gaelen?
You can just stay right where it is and think about what it has done.
So the stun ends at the end of its turn?
It ends at the end of my next turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just sits there and thinks about what it's done. All right, Lignyck.
Bonus action, I am going to get Krabby to do more helping with the yoinking.
Okay.
Very pathetically, though.
Every little bit helps.
Yep. Anything else?
Move speeds are halved when swimming, right?
Yep.
Lignyck is done.
All right, Gaelen.
What did we decide was if you're grappling?
An unconscious?
Do you remember?
I think it was versus their armor class.
I'll try to.
Okay.
I will relent.
You fail to grapple Skippy.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will not. I won't go any farther. I'm done.
Okay, that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Grun.
Alright, so Galen's still under the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then yes, I'll pull him the rest of the way in. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes, you will.
yeah, you do.
Just one good yank, and Skippy just comes flying out of the water.
Anything else on your turn?
I will use. Well, you know what? He's out of the water. I will use my movement to get right to the edge and above Skippy, and that's it.
All right.
Death save.
Nat 20.
Another success.
One more and I'm done.
All right, Faewyn.
I'm just going to be ready to frostbite anything that I can see that looks like it's attacking us.
Okay. Frostbite away. Takes 7 points of cold damage.
And has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
So its first slam will be at disadvantage then. 14 misses you, right?
Yes.
Alas. Seeing that second roll is always so sad when it's so
I'm
good.
happy to see the green on the right side.
Yeah, I bet. So another miss, and it's going to move into your space.
Oh no. What's my save? Strength save. Oi.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that save.
Okay. Still don't make it.
Man.
You take 8 bludgeoning damage and are grappled.
And restrained.
Yep.
Sigh, I had to look at my flash of genius to see if it was saving throws also, and it is. I took too long.
All right, that's it for its turn. Although, now that you're grappled, it can move a grapple, right?
I think we've been doing it with half distance because they're dragging the grappled object.
Yeah, he can move the grapple, but it's he has to pay double.
He can't have much movement left, right?
He used 60 to get there, and he's still got 30 more swim. Cut in half is 15. These guys swim like crazy. They're great.
You know, it's kind of their element.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Lignyck, you watch as Gaelen gets swarmed by roiling water and dragged back out.
Gets 10 feet away from the shore, hand outreached as he's getting yanked away.
Lignyck is going to do one of those on Skippy.
Curing spells don't work on undead.
Oh, well then, can I retract that?
You certainly can.
Potions work.
I will force feed him a potion of healing, or dump it on him, or whatever it is.
Sure.
It's not ideal, but there, have a few health.
Thank you.
It's taking me a moment to figure out what I'm doing with Krabby. So Krabby has a base move of 40. He's wearing the horseshoes, which gives him an additional
30, I think.
An additional 30, which will give him a 70 move.
Okay. So he would move 35 underwater.
So he will move 25, 35 is there.
Yeah.
And he will attempt to attack it with his force empowered rend. And I'm going to guess miss.
Actually, 14 hits. Does that count as a magical attack?
Force damage.
Oh, it's force damage. Okay. Then he takes full damage. Anything else?
No.
Gaelen, you are currently grappled and restrained.
Okay, I'm going to use the Stitcher Needle. I have disadvantage. And Stitcher Needle again. I assume a 10 misses.
Yeah. As does a 12.
I'm going to spend 2 key to add 4 to that attack.
Sorry, I just got an emergency alert on my phone. What did you say?
I'm going to spend 2 key to add 4 to that attack.
That hits.
Key to stun.
Sorry, what's the stun difficulty?
15 con.
Suck it! He's wise to your games now.
What are you doing copying my dwarf?
As my bonus, I will take a single attack with the dagger, which I can only do because I spent key during the main attack.
Swing and a miss.
I'm done.
Man, I need to restrain the monk more often. That's amazing.
Restrained is almost impossible to pull off, but yeah, it's amazing when you got it.
All right, Grun, you are standing over Skippy's now alive body and can see
Ish.
Gaelen flailing away in the water ineffectually.
I mean, I know it's been a long time since he's had a bath, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad he's taking his time now, but like, this is ridiculous. And Grun casts Blight on the water elemental.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to that's not what I want to display it. So if it says a plant creature or magical plant, it has advantage, but this is a water elemental, and the very specific description is draining moisture and vitality.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about elementals in the description, so I'll say that it acts normally.
Okay. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw beating 15.
Nope.
Nice.
So it takes 25 necrotic damage.
Necrotic, yeah. That will be my turn.
I will.
Your shattered body lays upon the ground under Grun.
I would like to do a one of those martial arts flip to my feet, jump into the water, and fire my crossbow twice at that thing.
Okay. So it takes half your movement to get up. But yeah, you got 10 feet of movement to get there, so that's perfect.
I'm just going to fire twice, one for my action and one for my bonus.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, so so the sneak attack applies, I guess. So 18.
Yep.
And then one more. Booyah!
Now there's no sneak attack damage on that.
That's right. So it's just 9 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's all I can do.
All right, Faewyn.
Near death, we think, maybe-ish. But it's still got a grip on Gaelen, right?
Yep.
It sure does.
Level 4 magic missile.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how near death this thing is.
So how many missiles is that?
6 missiles.
So
So
18 damage. That'll do it.
I didn't want it to run away with him.
Because its next move, it's gone.
Exactly. So I know it may have been overkill, but it also might not have been. So
It's a good thing that you cast it at 4th level because you only beat its max hit points by 2.
yeah, okay, really glad.
So the water disperses and the battle is over.
And it was next, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna
It-
go swim over Krabby because it can get 2 medium-sized creatures,
Yes, it can grab both of us.
grapple him, and go with both of you out to deeper water and just pummel you both.
Oh
and
my
Krabby
goodness.
would have been throwing disadvantage if it was targeting Gaelen first. That was my whole plan of coming along.
Nice.
Well, yeah, it gets advantage. So you would have negated the advantage.
Which is
Yeah.
better than it having advantage.
Absolutely.
For sure. Because it gets +7 on to hit. It would have been smoking Gaelen.
So I have the ring now.
No. You were moving towards the ring, and the elemental popped up in front of you, so you do not have it.
Okay, I will start making my way over there.
Skippy, maybe we should heal up a little bit and regroup before.
And while I'm going over there, I'm going to be drinking potions.
You're going to hear, Faewyn sounding like, a worrying mother in your voice in messages, more or less the whole time you're going.
Okay, 2 potions of healing. Ah, yeah.
Gaelen, you healed 25. I don't think anybody else was injured other than Skippy, who I can't help. So
To there, Ryan?
Yes. There you find a skeletal hand reaching out from broken stone. It's crushed down from above, and it has a golden band on its ring finger.
And the water elemental's father.
I'll pull the ring off its finger
Okay, no problem.
and head back.
Okay.
And when I get out of the water, I'll message to Faewyn. Faewyn, come look.
She'll go over.
Thank you. I open up my hand and
Do you guys want to wait for a bit for me to cast Identify or no?
how long will it take?
11 minutes.
let's move a little bit away from the water before we do that. Just in case.
Back to the signpost? Oh no, let's just go up a level or 2 to where the water is dry.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
go up a couple of levels. I think we have come as deep as we can.
I think that was Balnor. This must be his ring.
It's not very friendly.
Well, no, it was on a skeletal hand that was crushed.
Oh,
That is a decent guess.
well then he's not going to help. Was the rest of him there too?
Well, it was under a lot of rubble.
Oh.
Okay, so we're up a couple levels,
Sure, no problem.
and we sit and... Actually, let's take a short rest.
That is an excellent idea. That battle tapped me out.
Can we take an 11 minutes plus a short rest so that whoever, once we identify it, somebody could have time enough to attune to it if they wanted to?
Sure.
So Faewyn will cast Identify as a ritual.
Okay. The ring. I'm not even sure how to make this work with Identify. Through the process of identifying the ring, you discover that it houses the soul of Bolnar, and the ring acts as a sentient magical item. It can speak to you in Dwarven.
Whoa, guys! Dude's in the ring!
What?
Cool.
Dude's in the ring! Dude's in the ring! That's new! Dude's in the ring!
The ring is possessed by Bolnar?
Well, he's kind of living there. I don't... Possessed seems so nasty. He's living in there. I don't know if he's... God, I think he might be the ring now.
In my reading of everything, did I read a little bit of... Oh yeah, about the undead. I would have known about liches, right? With phylacteries?
Yeah, somebody read about that.
I did. I'll mention the phylactery, and that maybe this is his phylactery. So, and he's supposed to be a good lich, so we should try getting him a body.
Well, should I try talking to him first?
Okay.
I think he only speaks Dwarven, though.
Well, don't you speak Dwarven?
Well, yeah, but if anybody else wanted to talk to him.
Well, I think only you can talk to him.
Faewyn will put the ring on her finger.
Good.
I knew you'd be there.
Oh no!
All right, you've got a ring on your finger.
Hello?
Greetings.
Who are you?
I am Bulnar the Ageless.
Excellent. That's who we were hoping to find. I'm Faewyn. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure, I'm sure. I am thankful that you rescued me from my watery grave.
Yeah, what happened to you?
The story is rather anticlimactic. I was studying my tomes when the ceiling fell in. Waters rushed up, and I was crushed under the weight of the mountain. In a last desperate attempt, I siphoned my soul into this ring.
Do you think your books are waterproof?
No, I am certain they were destroyed.
Oh, such a shame. I bet you're real sad about that.
I am. I feel I was on the cusp of understanding.
What were you studying?
A cryptic prophecy.
About what?
The prophecy read, "The three must rise to die."
Do you think they were undead people? Because we've got a bit of an undead problem right now.
It is difficult to say. There are some who believe that they speak of the three gods, elder gods, Sharo, Dowreth, and Stormlord.
Oh, we have some problems with them too.
There are others who believe it must be speaking of the three liches who rule Oos. Either way, it is problematic.
Did the prophecy have any suggestions on how to kill them once they had arisen?
No, the prophecy is as I said it was, and I sought to learn more to untangle it to make sure that I did not go in the wrong direction. But unfortunately, my research has been destroyed.
So, what are you wanting to do now that you're in a ring?
I still wish to unravel the prophecy if I can, but I am uncertain where the lore may exist, for I plumbed the depths of this mountain, searching for knowledge. If there is any knowledge in the wider world, I would seek it.
Ooh, I'm totally in favor of that plan. You want to come with us?
If our goals align, yes, definitely.
Well, I'm totally about finding new knowledge. That sounds phenomenally good. And yeah, we have a little bit of an issue with the gods messing with all the other gods, the three you mentioned, and then there's all the undead ravaging everywhere. So, it's a little bit dangerous, but you're a ring, so you're probably fine.
I should be, yes.
So, one thing to note, and actually Lignyck would almost certainly know this about Faewyn, new interesting thing to explore. She will keep talking as long as you guys let her, just so you know.
The other question is Faewyn's half of the conversation out loud, or is this all
In Dwarven.
telepathic?
No, I'll say it out loud in Dwarven.
Okay, then Grun's gonna let you talk for a fair while, not having any idea how important or unimportant this conversation might be.
Fair enough.
The ring, just so everyone's aware, does speak. So you can understand it speaking. Well, you can all hear it speaking Dwarven. You don't understand what it's saying, but Faewyn does.
Excellent. So, she is going to ask about anything else that might be relevant, both about Gortberg Thorvald's Deep in terms of what he knows about Dowreth and Sharo and the Stormlord. So she'll start there. Do you want me to give a list of all the questions she'll ask? Because I got a big list.
Perhaps the best way to do this would be to call it for the night, and you can provide me with a list of questions, and I will provide you with a list of answers between sessions.